Hey everybody, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Thought I'd show you the preparations I'm making for the frosty season. We get 4 or 5 frosts a year, depending upon which area of Melbourne you're in. But around about here, I would say, seeing as I've only lived in a similar area, yeah, I'm guessing I should bank on at least getting some decent frosts. Some that could take a plant out. So I'm going to prepare the ones that need the extra protection, such as my frangipani here, which I grew from a cutting from my plant in the far north, in far north Queensland. So you just need a stick, really, to start a frangipani tree, and some really loose soil. Anyway, I will do a video on that some other time. So I'm just going to put my net up over that one, or something small. It's under the balcony, so it should be fairly protected there. Basically protecting from the frost. What you're really doing is making or disturbing the air or putting some kind of covering over the top of the plant. I usually just use a sheet, just a normal bed sheet. You can get special wool and frost covers and that sort of thing, but basically a net or anything kind of close weave that you can put over the top. I just love the autumn colours here on my persimmon, but basically if something, I don't know if it's 100% of the time, but if something's losing its leaves, so if it's deciduous in autumn, you usually don't need to protect it because they're designed to lose their leaves and go a bit dormant, and their sap isn't up in the plant as much, depending upon how cold your area does actually get. I'll be protecting these ones. That reminds me. So I'll put these in that garden bed. No, not that one. See all the autumn leaves, not that one. This garden bed, because this garden bed will need to be protected, and that one. So I've put all my little pots for my dragon fruit. I've put one bean plant in there just because they're green beans, and might be nice to see if one can survive the frost because I planted them fairly late. I've had quite a few beans from them, but they're suffering a little bit from the cooler weather already. So it doesn't matter if that one doesn't pull through. The rosemary would be fine, but it just happens to be in this bed with the lemon verbena. I've lost one of those before because I wasn't careful with the frost. So this little Aldi garden bed and my birdie's bed over there will both have frost covers on. Everything else doesn't really matter. Horseradish, the carrots will be fine. As I've said, brassicas, they're autumn winter crops anyway, so they'll be fine, and they've got a bit of extra protection over the top from the net. So this area has my capsicum, little ones getting quite orange there. Orange is the end colour for those ones, little stuffing capsicums, which I've shown you before. This blackcurrant would have been fine, but it just happens to be in a bed with other things. So I've put my citrus in here. Not sure about the Confederate rose, but I've put that in there just because. These brassicas here, these leaf broccoli, the only reason they're in that garden bed is because this was one of the first garden beds we put soil in. The other beds weren't even set up, so that's why they've had the cabbage butterfly have a go at them, because they were in the only soil that I had available at the time. So my Panama passion fruit is getting some extra protection. My mango, my native currant, I'm not sure how tough that is, and another 2 frangipanis. So these are my pink ones. They're actually grown from seed. Yeah, and this is not really intentional, but my honeydew that's decided to grow out of season. Who knows? There are a couple of little honeydews. Can't remember where the other one is. But yeah, it's sort of like, well, if you want to grow, little dudette, I guess it's a female one. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I have taken some leaves off my leaf broccoli, so I'll put those in the freezer, see how they come out. I mean, if you're just having them with eggs or something, that'll be fine. But my new tangelo, yeah, and my lime, as I said, they will need extra protection. And my blueberry is deciduous, so it doesn't matter if that's there. I just chose this garden bed because because the honeydew was in here. The beetroots or beets don't need frost protection so much. yeah, everything else should be fine. So I've basically just picked 2 garden beds, and yeah, I'll only have to cover 2. Otherwise I've got my little greenhouse, and those things in there will be fine. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having fun in the garden and prepare for whichever season is coming up. I'll catch you next time.